This is Minecraft Hardcore, and I'll be attempting to survive 500 days without dying. So grab your snacks, get comfy, and let's jump right in. I spawned in a wide open grassy area, perfect for starting fresh. First, I made my way over to a tree and chopped it down to gather some wood. Next, I crafted a crafting bench so I could make my very first wooden pickaxe. With that trusty wooden pickaxe, I mined some stone and quickly upgraded to a stone axe and stone pickaxe. Before diving into a cave to mine iron, I realized I needed food, so I hunted down some animals to keep my hunger at bay. After I was done collecting food, I crafted a furnace to cook everything up nice and tasty. Now I'm ready to take on whatever this world throws at me. Alright, so after I finished cooking up my food, I set out to find a cave. I really needed to gear up with full iron armor and tools. Took a little bit of exploring, but eventually I found a decent cave entrance. As soon as I stepped in, it was dark. Like, really dark. So the first thing I did was mine some coal I found near the entrance and crafted some torches so I could actually see where I was going. With my torches ready, I went deeper into the cave and finally started finding iron. I smelted it down and crafted an iron pickaxe and an iron axe, just to be a bit more prepared. I kept mining and managed to find even more iron. And then, boom, I spotted some diamonds. I was hyped, but then things took a wild turn. I mined one of the diamonds, and I had no idea there was a huge drop right underneath it. I went to pick it up and fell, like a massive fall, and I was left with just 2 hearts. But it gets worse. Right after I landed, a zombie dropped down out of nowhere and started hitting me. I was down to half a heart. Literally one hit from anything and I was done for. Somehow I managed to survive, but at that point, I was done with the cave. So I grabbed what I could and made my way back to the surface. After making it back to the surface, I figured it was finally time to settle down. I didn't want to just build in the middle of nowhere though. I thought living near a village would be way smarter. So I packed up and started searching. Along the way, I killed a few animals for food, just to make sure I wouldn't run out while traveling. The search felt endless. Almost 2 whole Minecraft days of walking, climbing, and wandering across the world. But finally, I spotted a village off in the distance. I ran over, excited to check out what they had. I searched through the houses and checked the chests, hoping to score something valuable. But honestly, all I really came away with was some food. Not exactly the jackpot I wanted. Still, having villagers around felt like a big win. Now I had a safe place to start building, and some neighbors nearby to trade with later on. The next day, I woke up and decided it was finally time to get ready to build my own house. Not building yet. First, I needed to gather all the materials. I spent the day chopping wood, mining stone, and collecting other essentials like coal and food. Running back and forth to make sure I had everything took some time, but by the end of about 3 Minecraft days, I had a big stash of resources ready. It wasn't glamorous work, but now I was completely prepared for when I finally start building my house. And it felt good to have everything organized and ready to go. So here it is, my new home. The outside was finished, but the interior? Yeah, I hadn't touched that yet. It still looked pretty empty inside, but I figured I'd fix it up later. Right now, I had a bigger goal in mind, getting full diamond armor and tools. So I grabbed my gear and set out to find a cave. After a bit of searching and mining around, I finally came across one. And not long after, I found my very first diamonds. Finding those first diamonds was awesome, but I knew it wasn't gonna be enough. My goal was full diamond armor and tools, and for that, I needed around 40 diamonds in total. So, I got to work. I spent the next 2 Minecraft days deep in the caves, mining nonstop, torch after torch, just hunting for those blue gems. It was a grind, but every time I spotted that sparkle in the stone, it felt worth it. Slowly but surely, I was getting closer to having everything I needed. After all that mining, I ended up with a total of 36 diamonds, more than enough enough to get fully geared up. Back at my crafting table, I finally made everything I needed. A diamond chest plate, leggings, boots, helmet, a pickaxe, an axe, and of course, a sword. At last, I was fully kitted out in diamond gear. The grind was finally over, and with everything crafted, I headed back home, ready for whatever came next. Now that I had my full set of diamond armor and tools, the next step was obvious: enchantments. But before I could enchant anything, I needed to craft an enchantment table. For that, I still needed two things: books and obsidian. To make the books, I had to get leather, so I went out hunting and found some cows. Took them down and finally got what I needed. Next was obsidian, which turned out to be way tougher. I searched for over a whole Minecraft day just to find a lava pool, but eventually I came across one, poured water over it, and there it was, obsidian. All I had to do now was mine it, and I'd finally be ready to craft the enchantment table. With the obsidian collected, I made my way back home and finally crafted an enchantment table. I went ahead and enchanted all my armor and tools, but the enchantments I got weren't nearly strong enough. If I tried to fight the Ender Dragon like this, I'd stand no chance. So I set a new goal. I needed the best possible enchants on all my gear. That meant trading with villagers. My plan was to build an underground villager trading base, and then somehow get the villagers down there to start unlocking the good books. But that wasn't all. To max out my armor, I was also going to need tons of XP, way more than I had. So I decided I'd build an XP farm too, something that would let me level up quickly and keep grinding enchants until I was ready for the dragon. Now it was time to build the villager trading base, so I started digging and carving out the underground area. Once it was finished, the next challenge was bringing villagers inside. I grabbed a boat and got to work moving them in. With the villagers finally in place, I crafted some beds and set them up inside the base so they could start breeding. I gave them a bunch of carrots, and sure enough, it worked. They began breeding right away. Before doing anything else, I also decided to make a carrot farm. That way, I'd always have a steady supply of food for the villagers, making sure the breeding never slows down. Now that the farm was done, it was time to start working on emeralds so I could finally get fully enchanted diamond armor. I headed over to the villagers and began trading coal, and after a few trades, I already had a nice stack of emeralds. But that still wasn't nearly enough, so I switched strategies. I spent the whole day chopping down trees, turning the wood into sticks, and trading those for even more emeralds. It was a grind, but every trade got me closer to maxed out gear. I didn't want this episode to drag on for 50 minutes, so I'm skipping ahead to the good part. I finally maxed out all my diamond armor, fully enchanted, and I was officially ready to take on the Ender Dragon. But first, I needed Ender Eyes, so I made my way into the Nether and began the hunt for Endermen. The plan was simple: gather as many pearls as I could, craft the eyes, and get one step closer to the end. I started searching for a nether fortress, and honestly, it took forever. Almost 4 whole Minecraft days went by, and I was about ready to give up until I finally spotted one in the distance. I made my way inside looking for a blaze spawner, but things got dangerous fast. Wither skeletons jumped me and got me super low on health. Somehow, I managed to survive, fight off the blazes, and grab enough blaze rods. I crafted them into blaze powder, ready to combine with ender pearls for Eyes of Ender. With everything I needed, I escaped the Nether and began the search for the end portal. After a long journey, I finally found it. I placed the eyes, opened the portal, and stepped through. And I'm not gonna lie, I was terrified. I'd never fought the Ender Dragon before, and this was going to be my very first attempt. I made my way into the end, and there it was, the Ender Dragon flying around waiting for me. My heart was racing, but I knew what I had to do. First things first, I started taking down every end crystal. One by one, I shot them down with my bow, explosions going off all around me. I kept dodging the dragon's attacks while trying not to look at any Endermen. It was intense, but I was determined. No more healing for the dragon once those crystals were gone. Now that all the crystals were down, it was finally time to kill the Ender Dragon. I pulled out my bow and started firing as the dragon flew around the island, its health slowly dropping lower and lower. When it finally came down to the center, I rushed in with my sword, landing a few solid hits while dodging its attacks. My heart was pounding. This was it. After a few more swings, the dragon let out its final roar and exploded into a rain of XP. I did it! My first ever Ender Dragon fight, and I actually won. After collecting all the XP from the Ender Dragon, it was finally time for the next big goal, getting the Elytra. I searched around for the End Gateway portal, and when I finally found it, I threw my pearl in, but I was standing right at the edge, and I almost fell into the void. My heart dropped for a second, but luckily, I survived and made it through the portal. From there, the hunt began. I started exploring the End Islands, searching for an End City with a ship, and hopefully, the Elytra waiting for me inside. After 8 whole Minecraft days of searching, I finally found an End City. And even better, it had a ship. I made my way inside, dodging those annoying shulker bullets trying to make me float into the air. After fighting my way through, I finally reached the ship and grabbed the Elytra. It took forever, but I finally had it. The Wings of Freedom. Now that I had everything, full diamond gear, maxed enchantments, and the Elytra, it was finally time to find my way back home. I took a moment to enjoy the view, then started making my way across the End Islands, ready to return to base and plan my next adventure. Finally, after some flying with the Elytra, I spotted my home in the distance. I carefully made my way through, landing safely back at base. It felt amazing to be back, knowing I had everything I set out to get. Full diamond armor, maxed enchantments, and the Elytra. My adventure had come full circle.